Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is the introduction to a challenge that I'm going to be doing with another YouTuber. I believe her name is Erica. Her channel is called By Clover and Crown, and this challenge is called the Bargain Bead Box Maker Mash-up, and we will be using items that each of us selected from the May-June Bargain Bead Box subscription. Now she did this a few months back. I think it was either February or March with Angela of Pirate Pretties, and I commented then that I would love to do one of these maker mashups with her. It's just fun. It was fun watching them each use the same items and see what they were able to come up with and how they're different or similar. So my 4 pieces that I picked out of the this month's Bargain Bead Box. This bag here, these really dark blue little like crystals, they were numbered 20 on the little label, but they're actually supposed to be number 4. And so I picked out that one. I like the size of it. I love the little tiny beads. And I did like these ball head pins, so I picked that as one of my items. These cathedral style beads are gorgeous. They look like they, I was watching someone's unboxing video and they mentioned how they look like little bead caps on top. And they definitely look like they have little caps on them. And I just like how they're faceted and they just sort of shine a little bit in the light. That was number 6. And then my 4th item I picked out were these little like chandelier pieces here with the little loops to hang or do something with. So those are the 4 items that I chose for us to work with. And the 4 items that she chose are these red, sort of cranberry red little beads here, number 1. And then these beads here, a little bit lighter blue than the tiny little crystal beads. That was number 2. Number 7 are these really gorgeous sort of milky white, I think these are jade beads, number 7. And then number 12 are these little spacer beads, which are really gorgeous. I love the texture, and they look like they have a little rope design around the center. And then of course we're able to use basic like items from our stash, like that any jewelry designer would have, kind of like jump rings, chain, head pins, just common items like that. But these are the beads, like the actual kit items that we need to work with. So I'm just doing this little introduction here, and then I will be back when I have my pieces to show off. So I'll be talking to you in just a little bit. See you later. All right, I am back now. This is several days after I created that first clip showing the pieces that we're working with, that myself and Erica have picked out to work with out of the Bargain Bead Box. I used up, I didn't use up completely like any of the items that we each picked out. These are what I have remaining. I only have one of these little connectors, like little chandelier findings left. I did use a few of these spacers. I used a few of the white jade, I think is what it is, beads. Some of these, both of these blue ones, of course. And then I have 4 left out of the, I think there was 10, maybe 8 of these little cathedral style beads. So that's what I have left. And since we were allowed to use like basic findings, ear wires, I'm assuming ear wires. Now I did use ear wires because I made 1 pair of earrings. But we were also allowed to use like our own head pins, jump rings, and chain. So I did use up the package of chain that came with the Bargain Bead Box. I made 2 necklaces and a pair of earrings. And so I will start out showing the pair of earrings first. This is actually the last item that I made. And I actually really love all 3 of these items that I made. I wasn't totally inspired by this month's selection, but I thought that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this challenge with Erica, is so I can kind of push myself to be creative with items like collars that are not my general go-to. So here are these earrings, these like chandelier earrings. We lay them down here and see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, let me get that one to lay a little bit better. Now all I did on here was I did do some wire wrapping again on my little sections down here, my little dangles. Now back when I showed my finished pieces for May, I had done some wire wrapping on one or two of my items, and I felt like I did a lot better on the wrapping with that. But these, I don't know if it's because these head pins are so like thin and they wanted to bend on me and they wanted to like warp and just turn all wonky. So I wasn't really getting the best shape of a loop, but it was, I thought it was good enough. And I'm not really confident yet in actually attaching my loops to, so like I didn't wire wrap directly on these little sections. I did just the wire wrapping and then used the head or a jump ring to attach them. I'm not really that great yet at wire wrapping directly to a finding, but I will work on that. So here is what it looks like up close, and this looks very black in the camera, but it's just that real nice like a dark navy blue. And I just did a simple little just used one of the red beads only on each end, and then the white, or yeah, white with the dark blue little bead on top, and then just this red like bead there in the middle with the blue on the top and bottom, just to kind of give it that nice little curved look to it. And then for the top, I just made this little section here, this little bead section. And so those are the earrings that I made, and I really, really love these earrings. I think that they just look so good on someone's ears, just hanging. It has a lot of dangle to them. They definitely are very flowy, and I love things that jingle and dangle. I'm definitely a long earring lover. So there is that pair that I made. Now the very first item that I made was this item here. This is my first necklace, and I did use one of those other findings. It looks very similar to the earrings, but I just didn't use those. Well, I used one of them up here. I made two little beaded pieces and just attached them, and then used a larger size jump ring that I just put through the center link at the bottom here. And it's getting blurry. But on here, I want it to be a little bit more filled out. So in the very middle, I did just the, I did 3 of the red ones. And I put first, third, and last loop. And then I did a couple, I did 2 on the, like the second and fourth loops. I did 2 little dangles of the little teeny tiny blue beads, and then on the ends I added one of the little blue dangles just to give it a little bit more like fullness. And I still wanted to kind of keep that little bit of a curve down here, so I thought it turned out really, really beautiful. And I just used this a little bit larger, the blue one up there, and on the end of my necklace I always like to put a little dangle, so I just used one of these up here. And I did use my own lobster clasp on the necklace. So there is my one necklace. And now for this other necklace, I am actually loving this necklace. This is probably my favorite item that I made. Let me get it to where it is. Okay. So let me see now. This, I did take some wire from my stash, 22 gauge wire. I figure most beaders have at least some kind of wire, and I made this little curved piece here. I took the white beads And since that kind of looks like it has bead caps on it, I put that right in the very center. And here's where I use some of those little bumpy spacer beads. Put that right there on the end of the white with the little blue end, like blue bead bookends. And then added my red and the larger blue ones there. And then on each end of my little curved piece here, I did dangles in the white and then the red and blue. And so it hangs just like, when it hangs down, it just has those little pieces on the end there, which I thought was adorable. And I love that little, okay, knock everybody all over the place. And so I just thought that looked really cute and just added a nice little something to the necklace. Gives it a little bit of movement. And this is very, I mean, it's not like stiff. I thought about using my 18 gauge, but I really didn't want something that thick, and I didn't know if it would go through those little tiny, like 3 or 4 millimeter, I'm not sure what size they are, I can't remember, of those darker blue ones. I didn't think the 18 gauge would go through that. And this kind of just has a little bit of, you know, it's not like completely stiff. So I kind of like how it's not really rigid, but it still holds its shape nice. And then at the end here, I just added this little dangle, which I had made this dangle when I was doing the, I think I was doing the, yes, I was doing the earrings, and I was an idiot and couldn't count my little loops on here, and I was trying to do like 7 different dangles, and I didn't want 2 on any of the loops. I just wanted an individual dangle on each loop. So I had this one left over where I had started to make another pair, and I realized that I was making too many. So I just kept this one and added it as my little dangle for this necklace. And so here it is again. Like I said, I love how that just adds movement to the necklace. And it's definitely a very patriotic piece with the red, white, and blue, which until I started watching everyone's unboxing videos of this kit, it never even entered my mind that this kit was like in 4th of July colors or patriotic. I mean, obviously I could see that it was red, white, and blue, but I never even put it together and as being patriotic stuff until everyone was saying, oh, it's very 4th of July. And I'm like, I guess it is. I was just seeing it as blue and red, which are 2 colors that I don't normally work with. I love this white though. And I do love this bead here. This bead and the white are probably my 2 favorite beads in the whole box this month. And of course, I always love the findings that they include. And so that is my second necklace that I made. So I did manage to get 2 necklaces and a pair of earrings made in this bargain Bead Box Maker Mash-up, which was a lot of fun. And hoping that Erica will do this every month. I think I don't know if she did it last month. I can't remember if I saw it. But it was definitely a great way to kind of challenge myself and use only certain items. Like I was kind of, when I was working on these pieces, I was thinking, ooh, I could use this. I could pull this. And I was like, no, I can't use those pieces because that's not part of our 8 items. I mean, I could have used some of these other things that were in the kit, but I had to stop myself because I was not allowed to use them. Like I would have loved to have taken one of the little ship wheel charms and added it to one of these pieces. I had an idea, like maybe even use it as my little like dangle at the back or on the side here, but I couldn't do that. So this is what I came up with, and I really, really love all 3 of these pieces. I love the flow and the movement of the necklaces and the earrings. Love how the beads just kind of dangle and shake around. And so thank you so much everyone for stopping by. And this was really like a fun fun collab challenge to participate in. And I hope to see other people. Maybe other people have done that as well. I think Tapping Flamingo was going to try to jump in if she had time. Maybe someone else, I might have missed a comment on Erica's little original posting about this challenge. But if there's anyone else that has done this challenge as well, I would definitely be checking out your videos. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.